very excited to share the next interview with you. We have with us Carolina Bonaventura. She was a judge in the World Tango Championship. She's the creator of the Bonaventura Method. She's the founder of the Mariposita Tango School and Hotel in Buenos Aires. She's a tango dancer, tango teacher, director, choreographer. She's also one of the authors of the book Tango Tips by the Maestros. In this book, more than 250 pages, more than 40 world-class maestros, judges of the World Tango Championships, world champions, and experienced maestros from all around the world shared tango advice with us, the dancers. In this interview, we talked about balance, elegance, and connection in tango. We talked about the origins and the purpose of the Bonaventura Method and how we can make the judgment process in the Mundial de Tango less subjective. Moreover, we explored how Mariposita was created and the hero behind that effort. I would like to share you that this interview is part of a series of interviews for Seeds of Tangofulness. Our goal is to create a platform called Tango for Good. Tango for Good's mission is to empower tango projects that use tango for alternative therapy, palliative care, social inclusion, and trauma healing. Now, you might not know it, but there are projects around the world that use tango to help people cope with mental health problems, depression, Parkinson's, Alzheimer disease, social phobias, anxiety, trauma. There are other projects that are focusing on helping children with intellectual disabilities, people with movement restrictions, etc. And if you want to support the creation, maintenance, and operation of the platform Tango for Good, you can do it in two ways. The first one is by buying the book Tangofulness on Amazon. It's available for delivery worldwide. You can buy it in paperback, you can buy it on Kindle, or you can support us with as few as €1 or $1 per month on Patreon. And if you cannot afford it, please simply share this video and help us bring tango to the people who need it the most. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Your childhood, and you have described your house as a big musician meeting. Yeah. Can you share how it was to live in this house?
Well, it was very fun. My family, all my family are like artists, maybe not professional artists, but all of them artists. My father was a singer and musician. His sister too, musician. She used to play charango. I don't know if you know the instrument. It's a small guitar. Okay, and all of them play guitar and do percussion, and no tango and no folklore. My mother, she's a writer, and she's an architect. And well, they raised me with art and knowledge, all kind of knowledge. And my father was, well, my grandfather was a pianist player and had a tango orchestra. And my father was a very close friend from Ruben Juarez. I don't know if you know him. And he came home and he stayed, I was 3 years old, something like that. And he was in my house for hours and hours, from 9 p.m. till the next day, with friends, musicians playing, singing. So tango music was in the very first part of my life, right? I didn't dance at that time tango, but tango music was there all the time. So when I used to dance ballet, contemporary dance, jazz, but was this background about the music that I know many tango poetries, for example, because my mother teach me, or I listen since I was a child. And when I start to dance tango and I go to Milonga, I know a lot of tangos and I say, how I know this tango? Because of that time in my life.
So how did your family actually influence your first steps in tango?
No, not my family. I go for a cookie for my dog, so we move a little bit. I danced. So my mother, when I was a child, decided to send me to learn. Sorry for the noise. decided to send me to learn dance. So she sent me to ballet lessons because she thought it's very important to be connected with your body in life, but not with tango. I started to dance tango because one of my ballet teachers learned tango at that time. I was like 18 years old, and I tried because I was curious and was put my body, and that I love dancing, other things, but was put my body in that music that was inside my head, inside my spirit, inside I don't know where, that connect me with the tango dance.
All right, and you know, my wife, she always wanted to be a flight attendant. Okay, and but her father, he believed that she should have a degree, right? So she spent about almost 10 years studying law, taking the degree and the professional license and everything. And then when she accomplished that, she went to her father and told him, "This is the degree. Now it's my time to fly." And then she became a flight attendant.
Good. Yes, I have the same history.
Can you tell me more?
Yes, I went to the university because my father, when I say I want to be a dancer, she told me, no, dancing is a hobby. You cannot be a dancer. You have to go to the university. So I went to the university. I studied political science. I finished my career. I showed the degree to my father, and I said to him, well, in 2 days I fly to Beirut with a tango company.
What was the reaction?
He was like a shock. No any word, shock. And since then, since this trip, this tour, I never stopped dancing.
In the world of tango recently, I've heard that you have been described as a symbol of a true woman, as a sensitive woman, a fighter, without the narcissism that we often see dancers at your level. And I would like to explore with you those elements by taking a look at another part of your story. You created Mariposita, and it's a famous tango school and hotel, a space for tango. How did you decide to open Mariposita in the first place?
Well, around 15 years before Open Mariposita, or around, I think myself in the future. I say, well, what I would like to be or do in 15 years. And I say to myself, I love dancing, I love traveling, but I really want to have a place in Buenos Aires because I choose Buenos Aires to live, to stay. And I want to give to tango what all the tango really deserve. Because after traveling all my life, I can see that Europe and other countries give to the tango a very special atmosphere or environment, right? The festivals were nice places, and the tango schools were nice, and in Buenos Aires wasn't like that. It was like tango was in not nice places where I used to rehearse and I had to change my shoes to go to the toilet because the toilet was wet. And not a nice light, not connect with life, always dark, and I want to connect tango with life, with light, with happiness. Sorry, bata, with happiness, and so what I would really love to have my own place, not only because for me, for tango. Because I want that the people that love tango have a very nice place where they can stay, learn, enjoy, connect with life, connect with light, a very good floor for dancing, a very nice outside to drink a coffee, a very nice coffee, a very nice toilet. So like to be in a nice place. And well, I had this idea at that time. I couldn't do it, but after years, I started to search for a place, and I found Mariposita. And Mariposita is like this. It's like my contribution for tango, to give to tango what tango deserves, because tango is a very deep and very, very deep and complex dance that connects human beings, and well, deserve a very nice place.
Were there any obstacles in the way to starting the school?
For obstacles, yes. First of all, find a place. Was very hard. Was like we look for a place for 2 years, look after a place for 2 years or some or more. When we find place, was to rebuild the place because was destroyed. It was an old house, a house of 100 years old, and we have to do everything again: electricity, gas, all installation. Sorry. Basta, terminala, basta. Um, we didn't have the money. We didn't have all the money to do it. So when I started Mariposita, I only did the dance floor and an apartment for my mother and 2 hotel rooms, and that's it. And we start to work, and we start to finish one more room, and then the second dance floor. So hard. I had to work a lot to do it. I maybe I don't know how to say in English, but I sacrificed in a way one relationship that was very important for me, because he didn't understand my trips, because at that time I started to travel a lot to collect money to do Mariposita, and he didn't understand it, and we split because of that. But well, that's life. But always tango and do Mariposita was like my be a dancer, later do Mariposita, give to tango what I think that deserve was my dream, and I couldn't resign my dream, and that's why I split with him. So it was a lot of things around looking after Mariposita.
It must have been really difficult emotionally as well with all the problems. It's sometimes quite difficult to manage the different energies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's true. It's true.
So, well, Mariposita was created, and it was going well. It has its up and downs, I guess, like every new venture. But at one point, you start running Mariposita on your own. Can you give me a look at this period of your life?
Well, that was hard too, because when I split with my partner, well, tango before, maybe not now, but before was like, if not a couple, it's not tango. And when I split with my partner, all the students were used to the couple. And I was in a school full of students. And after my split, I was a school without the students. So basta. I went to the dance floor and to give the lesson, and was no one in the school. So it was to work again, to build up again the school. It was like that. I go to the dance floor and I cry like a baby. But well, after this, I took the decision to don't have a new partner, or don't build up Mariposita from a couple, build up Mariposita from a methodology. So, and in this moment, I start to work a lot in train teachers to teach how to teach, and develop more my own way to teach tango, right? My own method. It starts before, but in that moment, I start to like do it more formal. And I train teachers, and I had well, until now, I had teachers that teach my methodology, and I still working in my methodology. I am writing a book about my methodology. It's hard because I never have time. I have many things written, but not time to sit and organize. But one day I will do it for sure. And well, I have now schools in different countries that follow my methodology.
There are very few teachers maestros or maestras that decided to build something big on their own, decided to build a methodology, decided to teach other people to teach it. How did it start?
For me, it starts because always I like I am a researcher. I love to understand why and why and why and why. No, and I always investigating about movement and about culture and about music and about how is the best way in which a student can learn to dance. And I try to find different ways to transmit information, because every person is different and needs different inputs to really reach the feeling. Because we can talk about feelings. I can tell you tango is deep, is grounded, is connection. But you can tell me, and how I can do this? It's beautiful, but how I can be connect and grounded? Well, I always try to find out how to really make these feelings possible, to teach how to reach the feeling, how the body can organize and be sensitive and be connect, how to prepare the body to be with another body, how is the best way to be communicate in the movement in relation to the music, in relation to the muscular tone, in relation to the quality that you have to put to your movement. Well, it's a deep research. And I like and I love to give what I learn, because it's the only way in which I can learn again. If I keep all the knowledge for me, die on me, and I cannot learn it again. And I need to learn again, and I need to go deeper. So I need to give all that I have to have new things. So that's why I like to teach teachers to teach. I like dancers to train. I like to write a book to give the information that I discover or I organize in a way that may be different than other people, that gives to the people a view or an approach that helps them to dance tango.
I'm curious now, how is the experience of writing a book about tango?
Well, it's not easy. Because I don't want to do a book that talk about only technique things. I want to write a book about my philosophy about tango, what tango is for me, what tango was before, what tango is now, and what means, and the people understand how to play roles, how to put in your partner feeling. It's more about that, the book, no? It's more about how means dance tango. Like I said, it's a big act of generosity, dance tango. So if you cannot be generous, you cannot be a tango dancer. So it's about that. Not easy, but not impossible.
If you're not generous, you cannot be a tango dancer.
Yes.
Wow. Let me ask you something. You mentioned a few minutes ago about a decision that you took when you decided to take Mariposita on your own. And you mentioned that this decision was that Mariposita will not need somebody else
Yes,
to be the method.
they don't need like a couple running the lessons, like don't need the father and mother, something like that. But the people sometimes need father and mother, follow father and mother. No, you can learn tango if you have a good theory and a good, you can have strong concepts and you have a way to transmit the concept. So different teachers can teach that, of course, with their personality, but everybody understands tango in the same way and can transmit tango in the same way. And for me, it's important if I have a school that the people that arrive to my school have the same information. You cannot have, no, you have to do in this way, no, or in this way. No, it's only one. But, well, what I think is not there is only one way to do things. There is many ways to do things. And my method is built up by this. So to be a teacher in my method, you have to have the capacity to do the things in different ways, right? Because sometimes, for example, the teachers say, okay, you have to walk with the heel. Yes, it's true, but you can also walk with the ball of the foot, and you can also walk with the toes, and you have different ways to walk. Why is important to know different ways to walk? Because when you express your feeling about the music, you need different ways to walk. So you have to learn all the ways to walk. And well, that's challenging, complicated. But for me, it's that. So if you say, this is my style, to decide that this is your style, you have to learn everything to say, this is my style. If you learn only one way to do things, it's not your style, it's your limit. So I like
that's really clear, really sharp. I like it, I love it.
So that's why I like to give all information and train the people to really experiment different ways to move. And then, of course, they will choose a way, because everybody needs to choose a way, because everybody has a personality. or not maybe only one way. This way will depend also in the moment in the life and you are with the person that you dance. So it's not like this is my way to dance. Yes, could be your way to feel, but your way to feel will change. And it's good that you have different tools to express different ways to feel. And really, tango is a meeting between two bodies, two souls that decide to move together, engage with the music and with the person, and could change every time that you dance with the same person. Everything could change, and you have to understand that tango is to be in a sort of kind of um, mind balance in which you can accept things and you don't have to be like strict with yourself or with the other one, because we're improvising, so many things could happen. We are creating art, like instant art. So these 3 minutes that you are dancing with someone, you are creating art, like a masterpiece. And this masterpiece will be a masterpiece if you really be able to be generous. So like be there, like know with, okay, now I will do this, or this person is like that. No, you have to be empty, completely empty. So like this you can connect really with the music and with the person, and then create something together that will not be again in this way, never in your life. So that's why teach tango is not easy.
I think you're doing something unique and extremely difficult. You're teaching both the male and the female role. You have created the Bonaventura teaching method. You're running a school, you're running a hotel, you're performing, and you have overcome so many challenges. And these are things that usually no one can do alone. And I would like to ask you if you can tell me, what is the role of your mother, Letty,
Wow,
in all this?
a very important role. Without her, I think it's impossible for me to do all what I do, because when I'm on tour, she's taking care of everything. She's taking care of everything all the time, really. So she's taking care of Mariposita, of me, of Simon. And she's a very supportive person, a very smart person. And we did this together. So Mariposita was a project from my mother and me. I was only child, and well, we had a complicated relationship with my father, and my father was a very strong man and a complicated person, and it was also good that I can give to my mother the possibility to develop herself too, like to be in charge, to be the owner of her life. And also I did Mariposita because of that, because I did it with my mother. And we are partners, and we are mother and daughter, and we are very nice friends, and we respect each other a lot. And without her, Mariposita is impossible.
Did you feel that? Sorry, you want to say something?
No, and we enjoy doing this together because we are like we are dreamers. My mother and me, we are dreamers. So like, and we don't put ourselves limits. Like, okay, let's do it, and how big, and with everything. And yes, we will do every room talking about the region of Argentina. Why? You can do all the rooms the same. Paint the wall in white and put the same furniture. Not, we want to represent one part of Argentina. Each room represent one part of Argentina, and it was all like that. When I was a child and I had my birthday party, my mother did everything. So like the invitations for my friends, she decorated all the house with her hands. She did for me, I don't know how to say you in English, but if every year I asked for her something special for my cake, no? The decoration of my cake, not my cake. And because she's an architect, she did like a maqueta. You know maqueta? What maqueta? Yes, when you do in a small, yes. Well, and I can ask her, I want a circus. I want a city. I want, and she did it for me. You understand? So this woman is amazing. Amazing.
Did you feel that it was more difficult to build what you have built because of gender inequality?
Because generation, no, I didn't get the question, sorry.
Because of gender inequality.
Gender inequality. Well, yes, of course, was more difficult. But I think what puts you emotion, right? What makes you get out and go for what you want is when you have sometimes some things that are not so easy, you know, like when you have to fight. And it was difficult, but in the other hand, it helps me because I say, why I will not do it? Why I will not teach as a leader? Why the leaders will not come to learn from me? Why not? So that's put me in a position to learn more, to investigate more, to, you know, to develop in which way you need to behave with macho man, you know, with people that are like more structured in their way to see the woman and man and the relationship. Helps me also in my social way to vinculate with other persons. So yes, was more difficult. It is more difficult. It's still difficult. But I arrived to a point in which some organizer asked me, please, we don't want that you come with a partner. We want that you come alone. So it was a long trip. But finally, I did what I want to do.
After all this journey, what is tango for you now?
It's a nice question. What I feel now about tango is that I want to, how can I explain it? Well, you know, in the tango shows, generally, tango talk about tango. The tango shows is like tango talking about tango. And I want to use tango to talk about other things, to tell other stories. And this is now what tango is for me. It's a language. It's an art. It's a discipline. It's a way to live. Because you have to be a sensitive person to dance tango. So you have to be connect with the world, connect with everything, connect with your emotions, connect with your, what are you feeling now? Connect with your here and now. And this is tango for me now, here and now in my life. So in this moment, I have projects and I have a lot of things that I want to do, but I enjoy here and now, like what I'm doing now. I am less stressed about the past and the future. And tango is this, tango is present. So you are here and now, in this present. And this is tango for me now. And I will really think and have my own show, because I want to put all the things I did it I did festivals, I teach, right? I had companies and shows, but now I really want to tell stories with my friend Tango.
I was asked by a friend, a great tango teacher and dancer in Greece, to ask you the following question.
Yes.
What is tango milonguero for you?
Well, people say that tango milonguero is a way to organize two bodies together, right? Like tango milonguero means like we are not respecting each other axis, we are creating an axis between two bodies. For me, tango milonguero doesn't mean a lot. Well, I like more, if we had to say, I like more tango salon, because there is two bodies in freedom that don't need the other person to be in axis. Of course, we create things together. We create like a third axis, but we create this axis, like the axis of the meeting, but we are both responsible of this. It's not that the lady lie over the man and the man is responsible of lady's axis. No, we are both people creating something that we are both responsible. For me, tango milonguero don't give you much freedom in your movement. So, and I need freedom when I dance, because if I don't feel free, I cannot express myself and I cannot give the best from me. So I prefer to dance tango milonguero. You can use this as a way to expression sometimes, yes, this way to organize these two bodies, line each other in a way. But I don't like to depend on another person's body. Like I can ask, I need to that you give me a little bit more now, but now it's fine. Now I don't need it anymore. So in this dialogue that we have while you are dancing from your bodies, I don't like to be stuck in this position. I feel like anxious, and I don't like it.
I see a strong feeling of freedom there.
I mean, I don't choose it for me. Doesn't mean that it maybe works for other persons, for other people, and it's very fine. But I don't choose it for my expression.
Talking about different expression and different styles, the Mundial of Tango just finished a while ago, and you were one of the judges.
Yes.
And I would like to ask you how you think the evaluation in the Mundial should work in order to have a fair and just decision. And I would love to hear also your opinion, especially for tango scenario, where things might be a little bit more subjective.
Yeah, I think both are subjective, very. The tango competition is in between. Like I have like two feelings. I think it's very good for tango because many people approach tango because of the competition, and then they like tango, and then they be part of tango. So helps that the people knows tango, right? And it's a big event where people from all around the world meet each other, and it's in this point I like it. What I think that we have to improve, or the organization has to improve, is the way in we qualificate. Because I think, for example, to be a tango stage champion, for example, if I am the organizer of the competition, I will first ask the couple to improvise tango. So then I can see that they are dancing tango first. They know how to improvise tango. I can ask to dance different orchestras to see the musicality, right? After that, I will put, for example, 3, 4, 5 choreographers to teach different combinations, and the dancers should do it. And I will qualify how fast they are to learn it, how fast they are to interpret what this choreographer asks or with other choreography asks. Because if you be a tango stage dancer, you have to be an artist. You can, if I tell you I want that you do this in this way, you can do it in this way because you are professional, suppose. And after that, well, you will qualify. I will give you some points for your improvisation, some points for the capacity that you have to learn from different choreographers. And then I will give you the points for your own choreography, like your expression, your artist expression. You bring this music and you dance, and I will give you points too. So after you have to get the final result, adding all the points and not only with your choreography. In this way.
Sorry, but just for me to understand, would that be in a period of a few days?
Yes, in the same days, because you can have while some are doing one thing, the others are doing another one. So while 10 couples are improvising, 10 couples can be with the choreographer. So, well, maybe could be longer, maybe, I don't know. But if we want really to be less subjective, less like, we have to create more stage of competition.
So you mentioned having a improvisation.
Yes.
How fast they learn. What else?
And then their own routine, like now, right? That they do a routine that they decide to do it. It's their own choice. But this is more or less what other disciplines do, no, like artistic, I don't know, artistic gymnastic, or in the Olympic Games, they should be challenged in different aspects. It's not just in the technique aspect, in the interpretation aspect, in the artistic aspect. So you have to show a lot. So like this is not okay, like a judge, it's not like you have to judge only one thing from this couple. You will judge other aspects of the couple. And for the tango salon too, I think they have to, for me, they have to do like they have to get some points for technique aspects. Like, okay, I can say, okay, do enrosque to the left side, 2 turns. Now do it to the right side. Now do sacada with right to left and lead this. And I can judge the way in which they can really do that. Because we have to think that all these people later will teach around the world tango, right? And we have to have a winner able to transmit tango in a good way. Because we are saying to the world, this is the champion. So we need to know a little bit more about the champion before be a champion.
So it's this competition is creating a big ambassador, right? An ambassador of tango.
Yeah.
So I need to take something.
I think we have to spend more time knowing more about each participant, right? To can really decide which one will be the winner. And also maybe do the championship once a year. I think is too much. I think maybe they have to do each 3 years, not every year. Because like this, the people really prepare themselves. Like the Olympic Games are not every year. Maybe each 2 years, I don't know, or 3. But I think we need to, like this, we can really have a champion. And when, like in life, when you know more about yourself, you are more able to connect with other people, because you know what you have to give, and you know what you can ask to the other person. So you will be better vinculate with other people. So the individual technique is important in this field. And then is to understand and to ask yourself why you are dancing tango. What is your purpose to dance tango? And you have to find that the purpose is to be connected with other people, to improvise, to create, to be part of something else than yourself. This something else that you are with another person is not yourself. Is yourself, but it's something else. And you have to be ready to be there. And doesn't matter how many movements that you can do. Yes, is the attitude that you need to have to be with someone else, deciding to sometimes put your ego at the side or put your narcissism at the side, and to, like I tell you before, be generous. Be there to try to make the other person feel good. And you also feel good because you are making feel other person good. And well, after that, I have a lot of exercise, like for the frame, that is very complicated. How much muscular tone you put to embrace or not. And everybody is different. So you have to realize, and in the technique lesson also I teach to observe other bodies, to observe how this body moves, how this body express, because when you are in the tango frame, you have to have all this in mind. It's not that, okay, we will do this in this way. Yes, but this person is taller than you or shorter than you or bigger. I don't know. So you have to have tools to adapt to different bodies, and the reaction of this body too, in both directions, right? It's not only leader, is the follower too. The follower is very responsible too, that what is going on in the tango couple. So feel, well, okay, this body is a volume that I can hold until where, for example, and adjust all what you have. In this moment, you realize what important is the technique that you have. Not to be perfect, is to be ready to be in the frame with different bodies and arrive to a good feeling.
So from what I understood, first you start with yourself, your technique. First you start with your purpose, then you go to your technique, then you start observing the other body so you can understand the other frame, and then you choose from your technique what you can take in order to create a connection with that body.
Yes. And when you feel that maybe you cannot connect very well and you realize, well, then maybe you have to check your technique, or so maybe I don't have enough balance, or I am not enough flexible in my upper body to accept different ways to upper body movements. Maybe I used to have my arms with a lot of muscular tone. I need to know how to hold my arms with less muscular tone. So there gives you a lot of information. I learned a lot dancing. I learn a lot from different bodies. I realize, because it's like a mirror of yourself. So I say, okay, well, with this dancer, I cannot be too strong. I have to be more softer to go with his energy. If I'm too strong, we bump each other. Like no, I have to learn how to relax some parts of my body to can move with this person. And with other person, maybe not. With other person, I have to be like with more alert, body alert, because I need more from my muscles with other dancer. So, and in this way, you are learning a lot through your body, through the body in connection with another body.
I heard in an interview where you mentioned something that for me was quite strange. You said, no one has balance. You have to create balance at every step. What do you mean by that?
I mean that we are the gravity, right? The gravity is there, and we are fighting with gravity since we're born. So for the human being, took us a lot of time to stand up. If we compare with animals, we are the only animal that take, I don't know, 7 months, 9 months to stand up. Other animals, they born and they stand up. So for the human being, it's hard to be standing since we're born. And when we are walking, we are using a lot of compensations, muscles compensations, to can be in balance, right? And when we are dancing, we are challenging this balance that is compensate when we are walking, mainly we're in two legs, right? So then we don't really have balance. We build up our balance. When we walk, well, took us maybe, I don't know, 7 months, 9 months to do it like without conscience. No, now we don't have the conscience that we had. Of course, we are learning. Our muscles start to be strong, and the body or our system works that give us compensation to don't fall while we are walking in two legs. That our body is not ready to walk in two legs yet. So the body do a lot of compensation. And when we are challenging this, that is natural, we realize, or we are facing, that we don't have balance. We have to learn how to create balance after each step when we are dancing. The people that are more experienced do it very fast and you cannot see it, but they are doing it. The people that are learning, you can see how they are building their balance. What is important is to learn to build your balance. Then you will do it faster or less faster according to your years of dance, right? How many years you have been dancing, how experienced you are. But we don't have balance. We create balance. And in life, it's the same. We don't have balance. We create balance all the time.
I would like to ask for one piece of advice or exercise that you would give to someone to improve his balance or her balance.
Well, one good exercise is like the conscious of your balance, right? So maybe it's good to stand up in a wall, right? So all your body in contact with the wall, and feel the segments of your body, like head, upper body, hips, feet, how these segments are in one line, no, in relation to one line, because it's the wall. And feel your segments, if they are all in touch with the wall or not, because some people has a lot of tension and are not able, for example, to put the head on the wall in line. They need to do this because they have very short the cervical parts. So we have a lot of body issues because our modern life, more than modern life, I don't know. In our normal life, we are not connected with our bodies, which is sad, but it's true. And to dance tango, we don't need special skills. We need to be just in our harmony, our first body harmony that we lost on our way to live, right? And we need to come back to this natural harmony to dance tango. We don't need special skills like ballet dancers. But to come back to this harmony takes time because we're not there. We need to work to be there. So one good exercise of conscience is to be in the wall, and then to transfer the center of your body to the ball of a foot, right? Or to play between the heels to the ball of a foot and realize how you can travel with the segments together, not one segment more than the other one. To can have the feeling that you can move all the segments together. It's also a good exercise for conscience. And then understand that when you are, this exercise is to do it with both feet on the floor, no? But when you decide to be in only one, right, to have one support leg and one free leg, understand that the axis is not somewhere else that you have to search for. It's in the middle of your body. So here is your axis, right? And then if you want to be in one leg, you don't need to exaggerate. You just need to be closer to the middle of your body. And then as close you are to the middle of your body, you can have one foot without weight and one foot with weight. Are more exercises for perception, right? But understand that we don't need to, when we are in axis, the axis is in the middle of the body. We don't need to move too much to change our weight. It's something that the people need to understand. Now, they think that you build up in one leg and the other one, and not. The balance is in between. It's in the middle. And then to try to apply this idea of segments traveling together while you are walking, right? While you are doing a walking. And can feel that you can, all in the body has axis. The arms has axis, the legs has axis. And you have to learn the axis of your body to be closer to the axis. Again, because we are not perfect. So maybe we don't have the best posture and the legs, yeah? But we need to know to come back to the axis, to try to organize and to put all that we can put in balance in axis, in our axis. The axis of the leg is the iliac crest, in a line with the knee, in a line with the second toe. If when you are walking, you can recognize that you can have this line of force, this line of organization, your leg will be in axis. If your leg is in axis, you have more chances to be in axis when you arrive to this leg. So this is two main exercises that the people can do to start to understand balance. Then, of course, some people, depends the bodies, need to train their bodies because some backs are too stiff. Some stomachs are too flat, I don't know, too with no strength. Well, then maybe you need to do something about your body. But really, everybody needs to do something about the body, not for dancing tango, for be a human being, to respect yourself, it's your machine, it's your home. Your body is your home. You will be there all your life, so better to take care. And people with more conscience of their body, taking care of their body, will be better dancers for sure. Because also it's a respect, right? Because I take care of my body to be in the best shape that I can give. Of course, maybe you're not an athlete and you don't must be an athlete, but you're responsible of your body to try to release tension, to have the body in balance. And then it's an act of love to do this when you go and embrace someone else, because you are giving a body ready to be there and not a body that should be nursed or something like that.
I love how you always end up with a purpose why you're doing it. So, no, but I think it's really beautiful. I think the moment we realize that everything we do in life, we do it for someone else. We did to create a better moment for someone else, to create a better connection, to make somebody feel loved. When you start with that purpose, everything else, your hours of trying, of your difficulties and everything become easier. You have a purpose.
Always in life, when you have a purpose, everything has sense.
If somebody was asking you how he or she can dance with more elegance, what would you say?
It's a good question. Well, I think first, a couple dancing tango, right, or the tango movements are already beautiful. It's like, it's beautiful, no? First, we have to start from there, because if the people try to only be elegant, will be disconnect from this, from dancing without someone else. So when we can be connect with someone else, and when we really believe that this is beautiful, because we have to believe it. There is person that don't believe that. The fact to dance tango is beautiful per se. From there, from this philosophy, you can start to think, okay, I can put a little bit better my toes, maybe my knee is not nice in this moment. But it's so complicated, because you don't have to do it because of the beauty or the elegance of the movement. You have to do it from the feeling to be there, not from your idea of beauty. But trust in this is complicated. So you have to trust that this is already beautiful. Do it more beautiful, yes, but not against this, from this. But what happens if the people thinking have beautiful lines and look nice, and it's like they're not taking care of the important thing, that is be connect with someone else. From this connection, you can build up beauty or elegance, but not before this.